There is someone, right at this very moment, whose heart starts beating just a little faster every time your image comes into his mind. You might not fully notice it yet. You might not clearly see how deep the feelings are that he carries inside his soul whenever your name quietly moves through his thoughts. But there is something important you need to understand, something that has been waiting for the right moment to gently reach you. This man, this one particular soul who keeps showing up in your thoughts, in your dreams, and in those silent spaces of your heart where you sometimes question if real love will ever truly come to you, is deeply, truly, and completely in love with you. And before you scroll away, before you convince yourself that this message cannot possibly be meant for you, I need you to pause for a moment. Stay here with me, because what is about to unfold carries a weight you may not fully realize yet. Nothing in the universe happens by mistake. The way you arrived at this message, at this exact time, on this exact day, is not random. You were guided here because there is a truth that has been hidden from you, a truth about love, about connection, and about a man whose feelings for you run deeper than anything you may have imagined. But this is where things become a little delicate. This is where the message must be shared slowly, carefully, and gently. There is something more to this situation. There is a deeper layer that has stopped this love from fully growing into what it is meant to be. By the time you reach the end of these words, you will begin to understand what has been standing in the way of this connection showing itself clearly in your life. You have felt something, haven't you? There have been moments when you sensed a shift in the air whenever this person was around. There have been looks that lasted just a second longer than necessary. Conversations that felt heavier, deeper, and more meaningful than the words being spoken. You may have found yourself lying awake at night, sitting in the quiet of your room, wondering if what you were feeling was real or just something your mind created. Let that question rest now. What you have been feeling is real. The connection you have sensed is not your imagination. Your spirit has been recognizing something that your logical mind tried to push away. Your intuition has been guiding you correctly all along. This man carries emotions for you that even he does not fully understand. There are times when the strength of his feelings surprises him. This was not something he planned. He did not wake up one day and decide to fall in love. It happened slowly, naturally, and quietly, like the sun rising without being asked. You came into his awareness in a way that changed something deep inside him. Since then, he has been holding on to a feeling in his heart that refuses to fade, no matter how much life or circumstances try to dim it. But there is something important you need to understand. The complication between you and him does not mean this connection is wrong. It does not mean you are not meant to be together. Many people think that real love should be easy, without obstacles or confusion, but the kind of love that is guided by something higher often comes with challenges. It comes protected, shaped, and tested to see if both people are truly ready for it. There has been a long journey behind you. Moments where you felt alone, times when you gave more than you received, times when you stayed longer than you should have, and times when you believed in others who did not believe in themselves. Through all of this, you have been shaped into someone stronger, softer, and more open. You have been prepared to recognize real love when it appears. This man is part of that preparation. But before this connection can fully come into your life, the barrier between you must be understood. What you are hearing now is not just simple words meant to comfort you for a moment. This message is meant to reach something deeper inside you. It is meant to shift your understanding and open doors that have been closed for too long. The truth is, there has been movement happening around you that you cannot see. Things have been aligning quietly in the background. You did not come across this message by chance. You were guided here because it is time for confusion to slowly fade and for clarity to take its place. It is time for doubt to become smaller and for certainty to begin growing inside you. This space, this moment, is one where truth is shared with care and where you are asked to simply be present and open. The man being spoken about never expected to feel this way about you. There was likely a time when he told himself that what he felt was just simple respect or friendship. He tried to explain it in ways that made sense to him. But the heart does not lie, and the soul cannot be fooled. No matter how much he tried to think his way out of it, the truth stayed the same. He loves you, not in a passing or light way, but in a way that has changed something deep within him. You might be wondering how you can be sure that this message is about the person in your mind. The answer is simple. When something is meant for you, you feel it. There is a quiet knowing that rises inside you without needing proof. If someone's face keeps coming into your thoughts as you read this, trust that feeling. Now it is important to speak about what has been standing in the way. The complication between you and him is real, but it is not something that cannot be overcome. It is rooted in fear, but not in the way you might first think. This is not just a fear of love or commitment. It is something deeper, shaped by experiences he has not fully healed from. He has been hurt before. There are emotional wounds from the past that taught him to protect himself. At some point in his life, he allowed himself to be open, and that openness led to pain. It may have been rejection, betrayal, or the slow realization that someone he cared about could not value him the way he deserved. Because of that, he built walls around his heart. What makes your connection different is that you somehow reached beyond those walls without even trying. Your presence, your energy, the way you exist, touched something inside him that he thought was closed forever. He did not expect it, and he was not prepared for it. Even though his heart feels drawn to you, his mind still tries to protect him. There is a quiet struggle happening inside him. One part of him moves toward you, while another part pulls back, reminding him of past pain. It is important for you to understand that this is not because of you. It is not because you are lacking anything. It is not because you are not enough. This has nothing to do with your worth. This is about his healing process, his journey of learning how to trust again. The truth is, you are part of that healing. Your presence in his life is not random. You came into his world as something he may have once hoped for, even if he does not fully realize it now. Something real, something genuine, something that sees beyond the walls he created. And even though things may feel unclear right now, even though there may be distance or silence at times, it does not change what is real beneath the surface. His feelings have not disappeared. They remain steady and present, even when unspoken. What matters now is patience, understanding, and allowing things to unfold in the right time. Scripture reminds us that love unfolds in seasons and times. In Ecclesiastes, we are told that there is a time for everything under heaven, and this includes your love story as well. Divine timing is active in your situation. Even if everything feels slow, delayed, or unclear, the complication you are facing is not evidence that this love will fail. Instead, it is a sign that certain parts of the journey are still coming into place before the blessing can fully arrive. The man who loves you needs time. Not distance from you, but time to work through what is happening inside him. Time to understand his own inner battles. Time to truly realize that the very walls he built to protect himself are now blocking the love his soul deeply desires. The love he feels is real, but his timing is not fully ready yet. Your role is not to chase him or force anything to happen. You do not need to prove your worth or compete for his attention. You are simply being asked to remain grounded in who you are, trusting that the same divine force that brought you together is also working to complete what has already started. Waiting can feel heavy on the heart. Uncertainty can steal your calm and make you question everything. You want clarity. You want answers. You want to know when he will finally step forward without fear. While I cannot give you a specific time or date, I can tell you with certainty that movement is already taking place. Something is shifting behind the scenes. The heavens are working in your favor. Spiritual support is surrounding this connection. Angels are helping to soften his heart, heal emotional wounds from his past, and slowly open his eyes to what has been in front of him all along. There is another layer to this situation that needs to be understood. Along with past emotional pain, he is also dealing with his present life circumstances. He feels unready. When he looks at his life, his progress, his finances, and his stability, he compares where he is now to where he believes he should be before entering a serious relationship. A voice inside him keeps telling him to wait. He believes he must become more stable, more secure, and more established before he can offer you something real and meaningful. In his mind, he thinks he is protecting you from disappointment. He does not want to come toward you while he still feels incomplete or unsure of himself. In a symbolic way, he wants to arrive in your life fully prepared, with something solid to offer. This is not only about money or material success. It is about his desire to feel worthy of your love. He wants to stand beside you as someone equal, not as someone who feels like he is still behind in life or unfinished. But here is what the spiritual message wants you to understand. We are all still in process. Every person is still growing, still learning, still becoming. No one arrives at love with every part of life perfectly solved. That is not how human life works. Love is not a reward we receive only after everything is fixed. Love is a journey we walk through together while we are still learning, still healing, and still growing into better versions of ourselves. The belief he is holding on to, the idea that he is not ready yet, has been quietly stealing time from both of you. And even now, unseen help is working on him. Seeds of truth are being placed within his spirit. Slowly, gently, these seeds will begin to grow. They will push through his doubt and confusion. He will start to realize that waiting for perfection means waiting forever, and perfection in this world does not truly exist. What truly matters is willingness. Willingness to grow together. Willingness to support one another. Willingness to build something real from honesty, effort, and love, even while life is still imperfect. If this message is reaching your heart, you may feel a strong emotional response. You might even feel guided to express it in words like, "His heart is opening," as a declaration of faith over your situation. Let that be a way of aligning your thoughts with the deeper movement already happening. It is also important to reflect on your own inner world. While he is facing his fears and confusion, you also carry your own emotional journey. There are moments when you may quietly question your own worthiness of love. There may be subtle thoughts that try to convince you that deep, lasting love is not meant for you. Those thoughts are not your truth. You are worthy of love. You have always been worthy. Your worth is not defined by past mistakes, painful experiences, or moments when others failed to love you correctly. Your value is not something that increases or decreases based on life events. It is part of your existence. It comes from the source of love that created you. That love is already within you and around you. When this man finally steps into emotional readiness, when he moves past fear and uncertainty, he will not be doing you a favor. He will be receiving something precious. He will realize the value of the connection and feel gratitude that you remained steady, patient, and open through this time. Now the focus shifts again to timing. When will things begin to change? When will this situation start to move forward? What is shown is that change is already forming around this connection. Something is building in the unseen background. A moment of clarity is approaching for him. This could come through a meaningful conversation with someone he trusts. It could happen during a quiet moment when he is alone with his thoughts and can no longer avoid what he feels. It may even come through a dream or a sudden inner realization that he cannot ignore. However it happens, it is near, and when it arrives, things will begin to shift. His hesitation will start to weaken. The emotional distance will begin to close. He will start looking for reasons to be near you. He will find ways to connect, even in small steps at first. Your patience during this time is not inactivity. It is a form of trust. You are holding faith in something you cannot fully see yet. You are believing that what was started in your life will also be completed in the right way. As Scripture reminds us, the one who begins a good work will also bring it to completion. This truth applies not only to personal growth, but also to the relationships and paths that are part of your life journey. Even if doubt appears in your mind, it is understandable. You may wonder if this message can truly be real. You may remember past disappointments where hope did not turn out the way you expected. That feeling is natural, but consider this gently. What do you lose by choosing hope? What happens if you allow yourself to believe that good things are still possible for you? Faith does not mean ignoring reality. Faith means trusting that good outcomes are still possible even when you cannot yet see them. Faith allows you to choose hope instead of fear, and that choice has power. It changes how you feel, how you wait, and how you move through this situation. There is also a reminder that thoughts of peace and good future are already set toward you. A future filled with direction, meaning, and emotional fulfillment is already being formed. You are not moving into confusion or emptiness. You are moving towards something designed with care. This connection you are thinking about is part of that journey. The delay you are experiencing is not a mistake. It is part of shaping both of you into alignment for what is meant to come. If you are still here and still reading, it is not random. It shows patience in your heart and a willingness to understand something deeper. That matters more than it may seem. Take a moment to affirm trust in timing. Let your heart settle into patience instead of anxiety. Even without full clarity, you are choosing to believe that things are unfolding in your favor. And remember this clearly. The love involved here is not ordinary. It carries depth, familiarity, and emotional recognition that is difficult to explain. He may not fully understand it yet, but something within him already recognizes your presence as significant and meaningful. That recognition is what makes this connection feel so strong. It is also what makes the delay feel so difficult for him, Because deep down, he knows this is not something casual or temporary. He feels it, even if he cannot yet express it clearly, and that inner knowing will eventually guide him forward. The emotional walls he has built are not permanent. They will eventually weaken and come down. When that happens, the feelings he has been holding back will become more open and visible. He will look back at this time of hesitation and realize how much time was spent in fear, and he will understand the value of what you represented in his life all along. For you, the most important thing right now is peace. Do not allow worry to take control of your thoughts. Do not let impatience push you into emotional decisions that disturb your calm. Sometimes strength is shown in stillness. Sometimes wisdom is shown in waiting without losing hope. Life is working even when it looks quiet on the surface. There is a visible world, and there is also an unseen process happening at the same time. In that unseen space, changes are forming, preparing the path ahead for your story. If this message has helped you in any way, sharing it with others may bring comfort to someone else who is also waiting, also hoping, and also wondering about love. There are many people going through similar emotional journeys. Some are questioning if their love is returned. Some are dealing with delays and confusion. A message like this can become a reminder that they are not alone, and in that way you become part of something bigger, a flow of encouragement and hope moving from one heart to another. To understand this situation more deeply, remember that he is not confused about his feelings. His confusion is about action. He knows what he feels, but he struggles with what to do about it. He imagines reaching out to you, expressing himself, and stepping forward, but then he pulls back. Something within him stops him each time. This is not lack of care. It is fear of not being enough. He does not want to enter your life without being able to sustain what he feels. In a strange way, his hesitation is connected to respect for you and what you represent in his heart. But love always involves risk. Waiting for a moment where there is no risk means waiting forever. At some point, vulnerability becomes necessary. You have already shown emotional courage by staying open despite your own past experiences. Now the same courage must be found on his side. As this message comes to an end, remember that nothing is wasted in this process. Your patience, your emotions, and your hope all have meaning. Clarity will come in time. Movement will happen. What feels blocked now will begin to open. The confusion is lifting. The walls are weakening. Love, steady and real, is moving closer to becoming visible in your life. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are valued, and you are held in a process that is still unfolding. Stay steady in your heart.